welcome to another episode of Know Your Alumni. Today is rather a special episode because we have the person who started the series herself with us. Today we have Sakshi with us. Sakshi, how does it feel to be on the other side of the table?
Oh, it feels so good when you guys reached out to me for Know Your Alumni. I was like, oh, this is exactly the life is coming full circle, and plus it's more special because I am on campus doing this,
Right.
so it's really special for me.
Yeah, right. We are delighted to have you as well. And to begin the episode, can you please quickly introduce yourself about which career were you a part of and where are you working currently, and a bit about your
Yeah.
experience and all.
Sure. So, my name is Sakshi Bodhade, and I was here in IIM Trichy from 21 to 23. I interned at Avalon Consulting, and after that, I got PPO'd there. Then I worked in consulting and strategy for around 2 years. Then after that, I wanted a more fulfilling experience. I wanted to also see the execution side of the strategy. So I have recently switched into Reliance Nippon Life Insurance, and I'm working as a chief manager of strategy and CEO office there. So that's about my professional journey. Because before I joined IIM Trichy, I was also working for around 2 years. In a financial products company as a quality analyst, and after that I did my MBA.
Okay, got it. So, we have changed KYA quite a bit. We have changed the amount of questions we ask, the framing of it. So, I'll just like to let you know the way this interview is going to go.
Sure.
So, we are going to divide this interview in 3 segments. First of which will talk about your corporate life. That will be followed by the MBA life, and finally coming to the IIM Trichy experience. Right.
Sure.
The first question that I'd like to throw to you is: can you share what kind of work you do exactly at your current role, and how does a day in your life looks like?
Right. So, so this particular company I've just joined. But before that, I would like to start with the experience which I had at Avalon Consulting because it was more than 2 years. So how, and here also, since I am in the strategy team, it is more or less same only. So how a day looks like for a consultant is that it's usually, so in Avalon, it used to be all driven by the client project. It used to be dependent on what kind of industry I'm working on. For example, let me take an example of I was working for during my last days, I was working for an automobile client.
Right.
So the project was growth strategy, and they wanted the business plan for FY30. So how a typical day looks like is that we have some requirements from the client. They are not that much aware. They have a problem statement, but they are not aware of how exactly they should go about it. So a day in the consultant life will look like you have to ask them the right questions. You have to deep dive into the problem. You have to ask them, why do you think this is the problem? Because actually the real problem might be somewhere else. So for that, you'll have a lot of to and fro discussion with the client team. You'll do a lot of secondary research about that particular industry. For example, if it's a product, it can also be a very small product like a joint, for example, which is used in some of the part of the car.
Okay.
So for that, you will do an entire market research, secondary level pay. On the top of it, you'll also have some primary interviews with the expert agencies, which we usually have a network with. So a consultant will go in and do all the secondary research, primary research, then do some data analysis, derive some primary insights out of it, and then we sort of prepare it in a Excel analysis, and we prepare a deck, and then we present to the steerco, which is the steering committee of the client and the internal stakeholders, and then that's how we arrive at the conclusion. So that's how an every day and every week looks like in a consulting project.
Right.
Now coming back to my current job, which I'm doing, that's also the strategy part, but just because it's different, it's the internal consulting arm of my company. So here my stakeholders are not the clients, but it's the CEO. So I am part of the strategy and CEO office team. So I report directly to the head of strategy. So then in these particular things I have to do, I am supposed to not only do all of these things for the project, but I'm also responsible for the course correction, which is required, and also the project management part of it. So that's how it differs. That initially when I'm supposed to give the strategy, it used to be at the client side to implement it. But for me now, I have to do the strategy also, and I've also get it executed. So that's how a daily day looks like.
Got it. Sounds fun. Next question would be: how would your pre-MBA work experience different from the work experience that you have currently? I mean, in what aspects are these two set of work experiences that you had are different?
So I joined FinIQ. I was a part of FinIQ Consulting for 2 years. So I joined FinIQ right out of my college. I was placed through the campus, and I'm an electronics and telecom. I was a part of. I went for my engineering to Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune, VIT Pune. I was an electronics and telecommunication engineer, and I took up a job which is completely unrelated to that. but more because I was always inclined towards knowing the business aspects.
Right.
So I did not want to do a job in the core engineering, and then opportunity came and I went in. So that work was, I would say, very different because I had a very small picture.
Right.
Of exactly. So, for example, I was reporting to the product manager. But for example, right now after MBA, what we would be doing is the product manager's role.
Right.
Or for example, the one who's actually responsible for outlining the business requirements, for preparing the feature specification document or business requirement document. So all these things, I knew that those things exist in a company,
Right.
but I was able to contribute to that in the very later stages, almost when I was supposed to move for my MBA.
Got
So at that time, my work was very different. It was more about testing the software, which we used to give to the clients. So my clients at that time were banks, mostly from Singapore and Hong Kong. So I used to have interactions with them. So that kind, I think for me, it was a bit similar because I was in a client-facing role at that time also, and after my MBA also. So there were some few similarities, but I would say it was very limited, and I couldn't really get the big picture of how exactly the business works. That's what exactly changed for me after I completed my MBA. I had an understanding of how things work, and when I joined the organization in a more role which can contribute more to the organization and to the business.
Got it. Sounds good. So next question would be, what is most important to you? Is it money? Is it your work-life balance, or the learning and growth opportunities that come across in any job that you're doing?
Right. So this is really tricky because working for 2 years in consulting, I cannot say that work-life balance matters to me because I chose that life, and for 2 years it was really hectic, but also it was very fulfilling.
Right.
And of course it has to be a balance. So at that time also, now if you had asked me 2 years back, when I was straight out of college, I would have said work-life balance really matters to me. But probably because I was in consulting, it was you have to put in the extra hours, you have to put the extra efforts. So it used to be a lot of hectic for me.
Right.
But now I think probably I am able to understand a bit of more, and I'm able to strike a balance. At least I would like to believe that on most of the days, in between the money, in between the work-life balance and learnings. I would say I don't compromise on that. That's really important for me. As I told you that I moved out of consulting, that was a very rich experience for me, and I was very happy in my role. But because there was some part which was missing in that, and I wanted to get that. So learning is something which is very important. I don't compromise. And money and work-life balance, I try to strike a balance. So
Right. So, I mean, there is a certain kind of a perception that is among the students at the institute and general public out there about consulting as a domain. Are there any aspects that we miss out from consulting? Anything that you'd like to share about working as a consultant for 2 years now?
So I would say it is. First of all, it's not bad. It is hectic. It will be hectic, but I wouldn't say that this is all 5 days of the week and entire month and the entire year will be like that. Of course, it depends on project to project. It depends how big your team size is, what kind of organization you are into. If you are into MBB, or if you are into Big Four, or if you are into boutique consulting. So I was a part of boutique consulting. So we have usually small terms. We usually have small teams.
Right.
So it becomes hectic at times. In that particular thing, it is bad at times, but I wouldn't say that it's always bad. And there are a few aspects, like it also depends on what kind of skills you have honed.
Right.
Like if you're really good with data analysis, if you are very quick with primary research, if you are able to derive insights, if you're a quick learner, if you are able to adopt quickly, then it becomes easy for you. Your task gets done faster, and you don't have to probably spend the weekend over it, or you don't have to spend sleepless nights on it. So there are aspects to it, but I think that it's not really bad, I would say. It is hectic for some time till you get an understanding of it.
Got it. And
Yep.
let's say for someone who's planning to make a career in consulting,
Mhm.
what do you think are the most important 2 or 3 skills that he should, primarily focus on developing so that they can have a comparatively better work-life balance?
So I think most important skill is that the person has to be really very, I would say, sincere, committed to work, dedicated to work. For a person like me, I am sure the people who were from my batch, I was very active in the college in terms of clubs and committees and the other work. And other than that also, I had a life beyond academics, beyond work. So for me, it was really, that idea was very tough at the initial days, that because consulting, it's not really as fancy as it sounds. I would like to tell this to everyone actually. A lot of people think that consulting means that you'll travel, you'll live in 5-star hotels. Of course, that does happen. That happens for MBB and all. But honestly, for Big Four and for boutique consulting firms, it's not always. Like, for example, you'll take a flight, you'll travel probably. Again, this is, I'm talking about my firm, which I used to work for, and a lot of other firms also for that matter. And even for MBB, let's say not every project is on site. A lot of projects which you will do, you will be rather working in your own company, or if it's a hybrid setup, you'll be working from your home. A lot of times it will happen that it will be only a 1% to 2% team. You'll be working at your home, you'll feel isolated, and there's a lot of work to do. So one thing that anyone should remember, that quality which one should develop. So there are two things: hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills, mein to it's very clear. You have to be good at your core concepts. You have to be good at Excel. You have to be data analysis. You should be able to do research quickly. But there's one thing which I would say that which is most important is, first of all, take it out of your mind that it's fancy. It's hard work. It's completely hard work, and you have to just put yourself out there. If it's Saturday and if there's work, you have to do it. You can't say, oh, I have this plan, I have that plan. If work is there, you'll have to do it. So this perseverance and the sincerity is, I think, the most important quality if someone has to build a career in consulting, if someone wants to stay in consulting for long. Otherwise, a lot of people usually leave consulting by some 2-3 years and all. Some leave it because they are not able to keep up with it. Some leave it because they have different goals. But if one wants to, then that's the way to go.
Got it. Thank you for making the picture of consulting clear to our audience.
Yeah.
With that, we'd like to move on to the next segment, that is talking about your MBA life, right? So my first question would be, would you still do an MBA if given a chance again? I mean, with all the information that you have at hand, would you still think that MBA is like, you should go for an MBA?
See, I think a lot of people have different responses to it. If people in my office now, juniors who join as associate consultants, or who are at before MBA, who are just fresh out of engineering colleges and all, if they ask me, I usually tell them that, listen, if you have very clear goals in your mind, and you have decided that, okay, you want to shift from tech, or for example, if you want to really progress in your career, and if you want like a quick way to it, then go for MBA. And if you are about to enter your own family business, something like that, then think of MBA. And if you want to do it from a good college. Don't do it from any XYZ college. So this is what my honest opinion is, which I tell the people who join my office. But when it comes to me personally, I really think that I wouldn't have had it any other way. I mean, if given a chance, I would still do it. For me, it was very different. Actually, I wanted to go to an IIT, but at that time, I was so adamant about what branch I want in engineering that I left a lot of good colleges, and then I took whichever college I took. But I don't regret it. Of course, it was a great experience. But then at that time, I had decided that I couldn't go to IIT. I have to go to an IIM.
Right.
So for me, it was really it was very personal choice at that time, and I did want to do an MBA because I wanted to shift from tech to management side. And at that time, I did not want to do it on my own, like taking some courses and all. I actually wanted to do a full-time 2-year MBA course.
Right.
So I would still do it if given a chance. But yeah.
Got it. And how did you handle the stress that came along for the SIP and the placement process? I mean, what was your approach? What did you used to do that would help you, come out of that stress and the anxiety that comes along the SIP and the placement process?
Right. So actually, I wouldn't really say that I'm the best person to answer this question, because I was during internship, I was placed very early. So I think probably day zero is what they call. So and I think Avalon Consulting was the only interview that I gave.
Right.
So that's what I was very lucky, or probably I did the interview well. And I think initially I was the only person who was selected initially. Right. So I don't think that way I'm okay. But of course, before that entire process starts, there's a lot of anticipation that happens, and it is stressful. So even if you get in the first company, or even if you get the second company, but some of my friends were there who did not really secure an SIP for a long time. And it becomes very stressful. You see your friends getting placed, and in an IIM, the world is really competitive. So you feel bad also. So I think how do you deal with it? Probably I would tell the people that talk to your friends. make good friends, have your close knit circle around who will encourage you, and keep talking to them, keep talking to your professors if you feel low, keep talking to your mentors, and just work on your skills, I would say, and do your best in every interview. I think that's what helps you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So let's say for someone who's freshly a part of this institute, we have a new batch already, we have our orientation today.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest they would maximize the effectiveness of their first year at MBA? I mean, what skills would you tell them to learn in general? Like, how could they maximize the effectiveness of their first year, let's say?
Right. So, first and most important, which I will tell, which probably I did not do that much. I think I was just talking to your teammates before, and I was telling them that I was very scared of the finance subjects.
Right.
And I always used to think, ki, oh, this is not something that will be of use to me anyway. Okay, fine, I can do without it.
Right.
I'll take consulting subjects, I'll take some of the marketing subjects, I'll take some of the HR subjects, and it's okay. I have to just let go. But that's not how things work in real life. You have to know everything, especially if you enter a very high demanding job. Right. Or something like that. I would say that in first year, treat every subject with utmost importance. This is something I would like to tell the new batch which is coming. I maximize the most out of it, and also do your pre-reads. It's very important.
Got it. Got it. One thing that we keep hearing around all the time is MBA is about networking, making as many networks as you can.
Mm-hmm.
What does this exactly mean to you? I mean, how, like, let's say someone like me who want to build my network around, do you have a particular approach to go about building networks, or how does it work? I mean, and does it help?
So I would say, very honestly, I started with a huge group in first year, and eventually it came down to the small 3-4 people which we still are in contact with. So how much ever you want to network in the first year, eventually that networking should be such that you actually consider each other, you respect each other and you consider each other genuine.
Right.
So I would say the approach to do that networking is that do good, think about the other person also, that don't try to okay, what can I get out of this person. Don't keep that approach in mind, because that's something which will not take you in the long run. Make good friends with people, and eventually that is what will help you. If you're supposed to going forward in life, if you're supposed to make a career switch, or even if you're just facing some issue, if you want to get to know about some company or something like that, so it's actually your people who used to hang out with and who spend good time with, they are the ones who will be helping you. So I would say networking, take it really and in an informal way. I mean, don't be too casual about it. Respect each other, build good friendships, and that's what will help you. That's what I would call networking actually in B school. So yeah.
With that, we'll move on to the next question. What do you think are some of the industry requirements or trends that you would suggest that students should be familiar with?
Right. So I think most important now, when I was there in first year, we did not have ChatGPT.
Right.
So, and I still, I mean, I think I can proudly say that I did my engineering without ChatGPT. I did my first year without ChatGPT, and I think it was almost last term when I was supposed to do some project submissions. That's when ChatGPT actually came. I think my juniors used to use it, but we did not have it. So I would say now we don't need to shy away from using it now. Right. So I should say that the industry is shaping towards that you should be able to actually maximize your output and make the most of whatever Gen AI tools are there. Generative AI tools are available now, be it ChatGPT, be it Bard, be it Perplexity, or be it any other data analysis tool. Right. Make sure that you are able to, because if you go to company, your role is not that okay, you have to do everything yourself. Right. You have to do everything in the best way possible, in the quickest time possible. So make sure that you are aware of all these tools which are available and you are able to leverage them for your output. Don't rely on them too much, but I would say make sure where you can use what. So I think that's one thing which the industry is moving towards in general, towards digitalization, towards the use of AI. So yeah.
Got it. Got it. With that, we'll move on to the final section of this podcast interview. That is the IMT section that will particularly focus on the experiences you have had on the campus. Right. So my first question would be, if you could go back in time to your MBA life, what is it that one thing that you would have done differently?
I think I told that before that I did not take a few subjects seriously.
Right.
So it's not in a casual way, but I really mean it because when I joined office, there were a few subjects which I had to restudy, like few concepts. Maybe because it doesn't come naturally to me, a few subjects. So I would say that that is something I would have done differently. I would have taken a few subjects more seriously. Other than that, informally, in terms of everything else other than academics, I don't think I would have done anything differently because probably whatever choices that I made at that time, they have shaped me in what I am today, and that gave me some of the good, rather best moments of my life in the campus. So I wouldn't change anything.
So can you give like particular example of these kind of subjects that students should be taking very seriously?
I would say all the basic subjects in first year because you have the basics of. I would say I was really good in marketing MM1, and I had a very nice professor also. I had Satish sir. So I still remember that was the best subject. That was the subject which actually made me fall in love. That oh okay, I made this choice and I'm an MBA and I loved it. So I was really good at it. But there were some subjects like I don't even remember. It's so sad that I don't remember the exact names of the finance subjects. But I think we have one in each trimester.
Right.
So those finance subjects, then at the same time some of the operations subjects also, which are very basic and which might not necessarily be useful in your exact work. But let's say if you are in consulting, which is which is domain agnostic.
Right.
Or if you are in strategy, or if you are in such similar sort of role, wherein a lot of subjects, basic subjects, will be useful. So those subjects, I would say, one should focus on.
Okay. And the next question is, were you a part of any committee? Which we clearly know that you are a part of alumni committee. Would you like to share an experience of how was the alumni committee back then, and what kind of camaraderie you guys had amongst yourself?
Yeah, sure. So actually, clubs and committees was really my favorite part of the campus. This is like completely out from the bottom of my heart. I was a part of Consulate, the Consulting and Strategy Club, as well as Alumni Committee. So at our time, we did not used to have that thing that one person can join only one thing.
Right.
We had it either one academic and one non-academic, something like that we had. So I was a part of Alcom. We used to call it Alcom. I don't know what you guys call it now. So I was a part of Alcom. So I'll start with that first of all. So I had really great fun. We were a team of 6 people at that time, and we started a lot of new things. Like we started this alumni digest. We started this Know Your Alumni series. Then we also started a mentorship program, which was supposed to bridge the gap between the industry people who are accomplished, the senior most people, the oldest people, and the current people who are there in the college. So we started such a lot of initiatives. Then I was the one who also got to host the program, which was a special convocation for the batches who graduated during COVID, and they did not have their convocation. So we actually called 2 batches people to the campus. So these are some of the moments which I had, and Alcom was really, I remember me and some of my friends from Alcom at that time, we were working till, I think it was impressions, and we were working till, I think around 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. We were just doing some forms and we were doing, so all these sleepless nights with my friends. So that was the kind of bond that we eventually made down the line. So it was really fun. And then coming to Consulate was a piece of my heart, honestly, because I met the best people in the club, and I'm still in touch with them now. And it was really good because it gave me so much beyond academics and beyond strategy and consulting. It gave me the best people, it gave me the best parties on the campus, and everyone knew that Consulate had the best parties. So I don't know if it's being carried now, but I hope it's Alcom now. But yeah, that's how clubs and committees was for me.
Got it. What is that one thing that you think everyone at IIM Trichy must experience?
I think during our time there was not so much culture of at least during my batch, because we did not have bunk beds, guys. We had single occupancy rooms, so we did not have the roommate culture. We did not we had tri-series, but we did not take it that seriously. Like we just used to know initially only in the online meets that tri-series is there. But I think in my junior batch and in the batches coming forward, I saw that this culture was there, like roommate culture, tri-series, used to go hang out together and all. So I think one thing which no one should miss out here is, I think, the friendships. I would say, I think maybe I'm emphasizing on it too much, but it is really important because honestly, I'll tell you, it becomes very competitive in here. There's SIP, there's the batch strength is increasing. There's a lot of things. Have 3 people, have 4 people, have 5 people, but have them genuine, and don't miss out, like even if you're so busy, don't miss out going to the mess with them. Don't miss out going to the Guddu's canteen. I think it's called something else now. That's I'm still letting that sink in. But Yeah, it's JVR. I don't know what JVR is, but don't miss out on the night walks, don't miss out on the sunrise. And even if you're not in the mood to dress up, attend the festivals. Whatever fests are there, whatever events are there, don't avoid class participation just because you feel, oh, it is too much. Don't do it. Like, because you'll participate, you'll get to understand. So these are some very small experiences, but eventually they'll give you a lot of confidence. And if you have good people to share your days with, it makes it bearable, and it makes it special. So I think cherish the moments, cherish every small thing which you get to do here. Don't just stay in your room, and yeah, go out there, enjoy the 2 years.
Right, you said that you need to cherish the moments.
Yeah.
With that, I'll come to the next question. What is your most cherished memory across these 2 years of time?
It's very difficult to really, I mean,
Okay,
put a
let's
finger
take it
on.
year-wise. A memory from first year and a memory from second year.
I think first year, I think one of my really good memories was actually that was not on campus. It was when I got placed, because initially there's this huge period of stress and all, and I was at home. I had the interview from my home, and both my parents, my mom and dad, were there at home, and they were downstairs, and they knew that okay, she's in an interview process since the morning, and I had some 3 rounds or something like that, and I was very stressed. So I think that was really one moment which I can never forget, because I got a good internship, that too in the initial period, and my parents were so happy. So I think that's one memory which I'll always cherish.
Right.
Then second year, I would say that I wouldn't say it's a cherished thing, but rather it's something that has stayed, because I think during the last days when each of us was leaving, so that is something that is the moment when I realized, oh, this place really meant so much to me. And there's such a funny thing that in the last days, actually, it used to happen in our batch. I'm not sure if it happens now. Everyone had sat on a wheelchair once at least. Someone used to enjoy themselves, and in my case, I always used to say that, and it was me. So during the last, when about I was leaving the campus, I was on the wheelchair because I had sprained my leg, and I did not used to play badminton that much, but I played it in the last days, and I sprained my leg. So that is something which is going to stay with me, because there were people who were helping me out like anything, and everyone was leaving. So it's not a cherished memory, but it's a memory that I'll never forget.
Right. So, did anyone from your batch inspire you?
Yeah, so there were actually a couple of people who were really good. For example, there's a friend of mine who was also the consulate secretary.
Right.
So she was really inspiring. She was a fresher, and the way she used to work, the kind of professionalism that she used to carry, she's still my friend. So she's just one example. Then there are other people who were really who were so sincere with the academics, as well as with the CNC, as well as with the parties. So looking at them, you always used to feel like, oh, this is something that I want to do. This is how I want to balance myself. So of course there were peers who used to really inspire, but more or less I used to be really inspired by my seniors.
Right.
Who were there, the consulate seniors, so who I used to bond with. So I think they used to inspire me a lot in the initial days, and that's what kind of shaped me also. So yeah.
And do you think this IIM Trichy tag that you have helped you in any way? I mean, if you have a story, it will be great if you can share that story with us. If you have a story.
So I don't know if I don't have a particular story as such, but I think it's very small things which you'll go out and which you'll be able to figure out that an IIM has a brand value of its own. Wherever you go, there are some opportunities which will be there for the IIMs, particularly for the IIMs. So I think this goes in the long way, and I would say not just the tag, but what actually is the underlying below that tag is that people know that if you went to IIM, and especially that to IIM Trichy, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but since the oldest times, IIM Trichy, whenever it started after that, it is known for its academic rigor.
Right.
So we have a very rigorous curriculum, and we have the strict, we have back-to-back classes and case studies, and I think now the case competitions culture has also like people participate in case comps a lot also.
Right.
So I think the work that goes beyond. This is something which people are aware of outside the college, in the industry, and I think that's when our college is looked at a certain way. So, and once you go to some company, they know that okay, they can trust you. So, of course, it has helped me in a way that people understand that okay, you have come from an IIM, you come with a set of things that they don't need to teach you from scratch.
Right.
So that is something that has helped me, and I think it's going to probably help me in the days to come also. So yeah.
Thank you. With that, we would like to conclude this interview. Thank you for letting us know the importance of certain things, importance of taking the first year subject seriously, importance of making friends around, and the overall experience that you get at IIM Trichy. You need to cherish it to the best way possible. Look forward to having you in the campus in the future as well. Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much. It was great, guys. Thank you.